Cropping Up Stockers, Zach the Stock Cropper with a staged Kevin Costner Field of Dreams moment here in Iowa, where our dreams have come true because all of the ClusterClucks are in the field this week. So we got the MAUCK'S last week. We showed you kind of a sneak preview, but we have all of the barns fully stocked and we are northbound and down grazing and laying manure and all the wonderful things that happen in stock cropping. So excited to bring all the updates this week to that. The first thing I want to hit on though right off the bat is the reminder of the debut of the stock cropper brand new ClusterCluck Nano barn. Our collaboration with Dawn Equipment and their company Underground Agriculture is going to be unveiled next Saturday, July 17th at 3 o'clock in the afternoon outside of Muncie, Indiana at Jason MAUCK'S Constant Canopy Field Day. And we're going to have a link in the description of this video to the Eventbrite so that you can RSVP to let Jason know that you're coming. But I'm really looking forward to, for those of you, especially out in the Eastern Corn Belt, that would like to have a chance to come and meet us and see more about what we're doing and see this really cool new innovation, the world's first truly autonomous barn walk on its own under the power of solar and all that goodness. We're really looking forward to being out there and seeing you next Saturday afternoon. So that's what's cropping up. We're going to get to it. So it is Tuesday, July 6th, and I am out reseeding another strip of later summer pastures. So this is our cool season strip that we gave up on. We are getting some regrowth coming back. I'm not sure if that is some of the annual ryegrass that was in the original mix that's trying to come through, which is a good sign. But we're doing another mix here with some Japanese millet and some sorghum Sudan, some soybeans to kind of round things out. And we're going to do one planting now. We might wait a few weeks and do another planting in barley and field peas that we chopped under too, so that we've got an extra lane to potentially, that way we could speed up the barns to really try to lessen the impact we make with the ClusterClucks going over. We'll be able to speed up and have the animals spend less time in the same spot, what I'm trying to get accomplished here right now. That's what we're doing. It's hotter than the blazes today. We're supposed to get a rain tonight and hopefully get this stuff off to a really good and quick start, and hopefully have some nice forage in about 30 to 40 days. So last year I had a lot of people say, Zach, can the stock cropper have cattle? So we built a barn specifically to bring these two little ones in. Brought to us by none other than the baddest cowboy on this side of the Mississippi, the Tom Ballvance.
The only one.
The only farmer, machinery hustler, cattle extraordinaire, and husband and controller, try to be controller of the Anna Ballvance, greatest grain marketer, the greatest cattleman farmer and the greatest grain marketer this side of the Mississippi. This is what is supplying.
We're the North Iowa power couple.
The power couple indeed, and they're supplying, proud to supply the stock cropper with these wonderful two calves. Tom, do you want to regale us with the story of how these two calves came in the world and why they're here today?
Oh well, they were just a little bit late. They didn't really fit into my cycle of calving, so they didn't go with the group when I sold them. One was born in the wintertime, lost his ears, froze them off.
So we got one earless one, which
yeah, they're there. They're just stubby,
which is good character. It kind of goes with our tie drill over here in the background.
You don't eat the ears anyway, so
right?
Whatever.
Well, you can on a pig, but that's a whole different.
I still don't.
Okay.
But yeah, they were just two that I had. Didn't go with the group, and I thought, well, they just well live here. I'll take Zach's free feed for the summer.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So the plan is that we're going to provide the forage out here. You can see the mix. It's about waist high now. On our summer mix, you can see down the run. Fia's here too today. Yeah, show us there you go. There, very good. So this is our summer run. This stuff is going to grow like crazy. Tom, we're going to get rain tonight, right?
Oh,
like
yeah.
3 inches.
Yeah.
And then another 4 inches on Friday.
Like from now till Friday.
Yeah.
Like 6 inches of rain.
6 inches,
real nice.
Guaranteed. So, but these guys will stay dry inside the ClusterCluck MAX9. We just got the water system set up. The plan is that we're going to see how long it takes them to start to graze these down. These things are, what would you say, about 400 pounds?
Yep.
Roughly. That's where we're starting at. We'll see where they end up weight-wise at the end of the season. But the cows are here, and we're going to go and get the pigs either tonight or tomorrow to finish out the ClusterCluck MAX9 Animal Consortium. Tom, anything? Last words?
Nothing.
Don't screw it up or kill them, right?
Yeah, well, I don't care.
That's my problem now. Okay, so we're out choring the ClusterCluck MAX9, and you can see our water fill system that we're getting set up for each of the barns. So we wanted to have the ability to come out on the power Suzuki mini truck, and we can hold about 100 gallons of water without blowing leaf springs out on that deal. So we've got that filled up, and we've got our quick cam lock, so we can pull up here, and you can see we're filling the water level in there just with a electrical pump coming out of that cage tank. And so we'll fill that up, get enough for them to exist until tomorrow. And we've just been kind of coming out doing it daily. Today is a lot cooler than what it was a few days ago. It was about 95 degrees. It's about 70, 75 today. It's really nice. The other thing you haven't seen yet are our new batch of pigs. These are the pigs that we got from Chad Ingalls over in northeast Iowa, over by West Union, Oline area. We went over and got them from him yesterday in a rainstorm, and it was good. It was nice and cool bringing them home in the back of the truck. And these are a little bit different than our batch that we got from Sheldon Stevemer. These are pretty much pure Burke background, a little bit of Duroc, a little bit of Chester White, but more Berkshire in this background. And you can tell by the body uniformity of the pigs. These aren't quite as muscular as what the pigs in the other barn, as far as just how they're put together. So it's kind of fun to have a little bit of everything out here. So this is the back of the MAX9, the pig pen. The first time you've seen that. They've got this door that we can swing out and lock them in on the inside here as well. But it takes 5 minutes probably to pump this over. We may go to upgrade and go to a different system. I might put a gas-powered motor on the back, so that it doesn't take as long to blow the water on board. But it works out good. We can come out and chore at the same time with feed and check everything over. And it's good just to spend 5 minutes with the animals here every day anyway, just to make sure everything's doing good. So, but yeah, that's kind of the update of what we've accomplished this week with the MAX9 and the Easy Fill water system. So the calves are slowly getting acclimated to eating the millet and the soybeans and some of the sorghum that we have out here. Took them about a day or two to warm up. They're finally enjoying things here, so getting used to their new home. Okay, so we're going to show how we're moving the MAX9 for now. So the plan is eventually, like I talked about, that we'll have solar panels on this one. Hopefully later this summer, early fall. We're going to have to put an electric motor along with the sprockets on here. We're focusing on getting the Dawn barn built first, but this one is set up so that we can put electric advancement. But until then, my dad's got this great old Farmall M, and this thing's got a small tire track, and it starts good and runs good. So we're just going to use this thing to yank the barn ahead. So again, this is an 8-foot movement, and we're doing this about 3 times a day to not graze stuff down too hard for the cattle, and then have something for the left over for the pigs. And the idea is that this will regenerate, and we'll come back and hit this again next year. So this is how we move. We just simply have a log chain set up to the hook in the front of the barn, and it goes right in between our combed gate in front here, so we don't have a problem with running into anything or binding anything. So here we are in the ClusterCluck 5000. It's afternoon nap time for this group. These pigs are doing awesome. There's not a weak one in the litter here hardly. So again, we're trying to hook up, I should say, our quick fill. Ran out of the right plumbing parts today to do that. I'm hoping tomorrow to get some more. And we've actually got the chickens where they belong, a couple days behind here. We've got our broilers from Hoover's Hatchery here doing really, really well. And we have the crying going on. This has been the crying game. We separated our lambs and our kids from their mothers here once we put the small barn. I'll walk over here and show you. This is our temporary 10-footer that we built to house these couple lambs and 2 lambs and two kids. And they got a little bit of shade, and then we've got a chicken tractor back behind here. We got to put chickens in that yet. I need to get a water rigged up yesterday, so we have everything, and we'll put about 20 or 30 broilers probably behind there. The thing that these guys were doing though too much was pruning the outer edge of this intercrop corn. So you can see the corridor here. So I've got about 60,000 planted. Seed spacing isn't great. We did this with a finger pickup, so you can imagine what 60,000 looks like. But the problem is that these guys were sticking their heads out through the holes, and they were trimming the corn back, so it kind of looks like a hailstorm went through behind. So I came out today and doubled up the hog paneling, so now they can't stick their heads out east and west. They can only go north and south. And this guy is not very happy with me, but that could also have something to do with the fact his scrotum's about ready to fall off too. So we've got some good temporary shade. We kind of just rigged these together. I think we're going to probably retrofit these, actually cut them down for our 90-inch windows. This is 120-inch right now. This is the same window that the barn from Dawn will go in. When it comes in about, let's see, 13 days now, it should be here. So this is kind of a good look across the whole deal. You see the 120-inch, you see then the 20-footer over there, 240. And then on the far side where the max is, the 360-inch or 30-foot grazing lane. So we mowed down the cool season stuff as well as the barley and pea mix that we did early. It just wasn't going to amount to anything with how the spring worked out. So I mowed it under, and I came out here and seeded in to this pass, and we still have some coming back from that pasture mix. We do have some rape, it looks like, coming back through, which I'm happy to see, and a little bit of maybe some annual rye, maybe a few of the oats that were late comers are starting to come back. But we drilled another mix similar to the summer pasture mix into here, and we caught a rain on it that night, and hopefully this thatch of cover will, with a chance of rain that we have tonight, get that stuff started. And this will be the lane after we get and graze through this lane. It should take us about 30 to 40 days to get through there with all of our moves, and then we will turn around and come back down through these in the additional summer mix. And then I'm going to come fill in this gap right next to the summer mix with something again in about probably 2 or 3 weeks, and this will be meant for our in case this mix doesn't come back. Okay, this is going to be our insurance pass that we have something to come back with the middle of September through the end of October. So you got to really think ahead in this thing with how do you manage the timing of when your forage is going to be ripe and ready, and when you have drought and frost and all sorts of stuff, it really makes it tough. But we've adapted well. We've got good forage quality here to start things off with, and I'm pleased with how things are shaping up so far. So we've got a lot of things going on with this project, and I've got a lot of things going on outside of this project. And there's a cost to that. You forget that you've got beans to spray. And so I came here for the 4th of July and was walking across looking at everything. And it's like, I sprayed the corn, but I hadn't sprayed the beans. And so we had waist tall lamb's quarter to try to come through, and you can see that it's slowly getting its wilt on. I don't think this is dicamba cupping or injury. This is the slow effects of the glyphosate that we sprayed through here on Monday morning. But as Fia can maybe wheel around and show, we had a lot of lamb's quarter, and so I really hope the glyphosate takes this nonsense down so that we don't have to come out and walk this. That'll make for some not so fun stock cropping activities. Okay, so outside of the stock cropper this year, we've also got some set up for 60 and 90 inch corn. I've talked about this a few times. So this is the 90 inch block, and we still have a little bit of stubborn water hemp that we're gonna have to come through and pull that made it through our herbicide application. But I came out today. We're supposed to get about an inch of rain, hopefully. I'll knock on my woody thigh, I guess. We're supposed to get about an inch of rain over the next 2 days, and I'm hoping that by spreading my pasture mix out here ahead of this, I might get a tiller and just kind of lightly work this in and hope for a rain that will get a really good catch and get this up. With the idea that we'll be demonstrating running some additional animal tractors in between the 90 and the 60 inch corn for our field day coming up either in late August, early September. I'm leaning right now, for folks that are wondering, to the Friday after Labor Day. Right now, that's kind of the date I have in mind, but we'll have to see how the weather progresses and how everything comes together. But we'll have stuff in the field then. I'm hoping that with the catch here, that we'll hopefully have stuff out the second half of August. We'll have enough stuff up to come out here and graze some chickens, or we maybe do meat rabbits, or maybe we'll try some of the sheep, come up with something to keep them off the corn leaves. So this is the 90 inch corn. The thing I want to show is that in the 90 inch stuff, we've got pretty much a dry soil surface. We had about a ½ inch of rain 2 days ago, and we had a heavy fog and dew this morning. I want to walk over and show you the difference in the 60 inch corn. So I screwed up and left this big planter gap here and forgot to fill it in. Nobody else ever does that, I'm sure. But this is the 60 inch, and this is the thing. When I played around with 60 inch corn in 2012 or 13 for the first time, the thing that I was really impressed with was I didn't think that it would close and shade the row, but you can see that there's very, very little light that's reaching down the row here. Most of it is shaded out here, and this will actually continue to close in as the plants get taller. And so when you look down here, actually the soil surface has been in shade all day, and this is still moist at the top, where the 90 inch corn, we had more of a grade off appearance. But even on the bare soil here, we've got more soil moisture still present with the amount of shade that we had. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of a catch we get with the different amounts of light between the 60 and the 90 inch corn. But I know there's a lot of people interested, and I wanted to have something on hand for folks that haven't seen what this looks like. Both of these were planted at about 44,000 seeds per acre when I put both the 60 and the 90 inch corn in. So yeah, time will tell, but we'll keep you updated on how this catches and how this grows in the coming weeks. So just like last year with our plot, we have just been incredibly dry. We're actually drier than we were last year, and our west facing rows in the inner crop are really have been stressed again and been pineappled sooner than they were last year. So what I wanted to show was, this is the high populations. This is about 60,000 plants. They're really jam-packed in here. There's a lot of difference in height spacing. Some of this has to do with the frost damage. So I'm really doubtful that even if it does rain the rest of the summer, that we're gonna have 400 bushel corn in the outside rows like what we did in places last year. There's just too much variability, and there's been too much stress. The interesting thing though is, just like last year, there's a big difference from what faces the sun and what's getting hit with more direct light and evapotranspiration and just evaporation, I should say, of moisture that is falling on the east side versus the west side. So this is the east or the west side, and we're going to walk through and show the difference in height of the same population on the east side. So this is again the same population, but this corn is about a foot or 2 foot taller, just in the fact that it's got some more protection from the middle rows here. So again, I'm expecting that the east side of the intercrop row with a little bit cooler shading effect there is going to stay greener and healthier longer. We'll have to see how stuff comes, but it looks a lot better on the east side than on the west side of our intercropped corn strips right now. So that's what's cropping up, stockers. A lot of stuff going on this week with the barns all getting launched, but it's really fun to actually see things go down the alleys. Last thing I want to say is, again, a reminder for the Constant Canopy field day next weekend, July 17, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, Muncie, Indiana. Again, RSVP is in the description to Jason's field day out there, but really looking forward to meeting a lot of folks out there, and really would encourage you to come and see Jason's new property. And we're thrilled to be able to launch our new barn there with Dawn Equipment. Joe Bassett will be on hand. It's just going to be a really, really good time. So if you're anywhere near there and you got time to come, or you want to skip weddings or any other family events, come hang out with a lot of really cool, forward-thinking people. Look forward to seeing you there next week. That's it for this week. Thanks for watching.